And yes, let's talk about the dolls that marked a whole generation, the Bratz. These dolls were so iconic that they managed to dethrone Barbie and shake up the toy industry. Among envies, lawsuits, stolen ideas, today I'm going to explain their rise to fame and also how everything fell, how everything crumbled, why they disappeared, why they no longer have fame or popularity today. Susanna, what happened? What's going on here? And you're going to say, Thali? Context, please. Why are you talking about this right now? Your videos are unrelated, but I enjoy creating these types of videos anyway. Back in 2022, I used to do it on Facebook. I'm in my pajamas now because I'm on my period. I was watching Bratz and I wondered, why did those people disappear? Susanna, why did the popularity stop? Do you know if they were so famous at that time? And then I remembered that I had a video talking about that on Facebook in 2022.
I looked for it and said, do I have to talk about this on YouTube, Susanna? Because it's something I'm passionate about. Oh no, for this Nucky.
But before we start, good little dogs, from good to bad. Before we continue, let's talk about Binomo, a trading platform that immerses you in the world of trading. Gain experience. It offers the possibility of making money with a profit of 90% in a single transaction. Some benefits it has are: number one, its transparency, with quick withdrawals in 30 minutes, 24/7, verification in 1 hour, and support in 1 minute. It can also give you an easy start in the world of trading with free training on the Binomo blog, help center, or educational section. Number three will help you immerse yourself in the world of trading with tournaments, championships, ranking competition with other traders. To trade it's very easy. You just have to choose an asset, the amount of money you want to trade with. For example, I chose the minimum of 20 pesos. I made a negative operation as it seemed most convenient to me. Then, we just have to wait the time that it tells us there. The operation closed with a profit of 36 pesos. So yes, click on the link in the description or on the pinned comment and try Binomo for yourself. Now let's start with the Bratz topic. Let's look at this case. Well, let's start from the beginning. It all started with Bryan, right? He used to work at Mattel. He was a doll designer there. And in case you didn't know, Mattel is the company of Barbie, right? The company that created Barbie. He was a pretty frustrated worker because he felt that Barbie could no longer be exploited. You know, there was nothing to innovate, right? He wanted to excel as a worker, and he did have a Barbie design that went pretty well for him. But in general, every time he presented an idea, it never went well. Susanna, because it never seemed to appeal to the people at Mattel. And he felt like those people were playing it too safe, right? That he could no longer explore more with Barbie and the Barbie doll until that moment had no competition. She was number one. Since she hit the market, like in the 50s, she was number one. And a little context. Before there was a doll like Barbie, there was no doll that looked like her. That's why she was the sensation of the block when she came out. Before that, girls only played with babies or teddy bear dolls, na. However, they lacked a doll with adult Barbie's proportions, hair, and interchangeable clothes. Such a doll didn't exist. Because people at that time thought that children would not be interested in playing with a doll that had the proportion of a grown woman. They thought that children would only be interested in playing with things that looked like them, but they were completely wrong. So when they created Barbie, that was the super sensation? And since Barbie hit the market like in the 50s, no toy ever came close to Barbie. Right? Barbie didn't tremble with anyone, my dear. She had no competition there. She, for example, doesn't impose fashion. But well, let's go back to the Bratz. One day, Bryan was in a shopping mall. Other people say he was at a school. Let's hope not, and that it was in a shopping mall. But well, he was in a shopping mall and he saw a group of teenagers. And he noticed that there was no doll really that portrayed how the teenagers of the moment looked, right? Barbie was a doll of what? Tall blonde, you know? More model version, and you know, like she also didn't dress so youthful. But there was no doll that really represented what adolescents looked like at that time. So he came up with the wonderful idea of the Bratz dolls. It's my Latin people. He wanted short dolls with big heads, skinny bodies, of different nationalities, different skin colors. I mean, my little one was one of the first to start with inclusion, you know? People nowadays often complain about the push for inclusion in everything. Well, Bryan, he from those times because that was in the year 2000. He since the year 2000. He's a visionary, right? He says what's missing here is diversity, right? That teenagers or even little girls feel identified with a doll. And he felt that with Barbie that wasn't possible. Do you know that most girls couldn't identify with Barbie? So, Carter, very happy with his new idea, he went and showed it to the chief executive officer of Mattel, right? The chief executive officer hated it. He told him that those dolls were horrible, that they were dolls in the first place, short and big-headed. He said it wouldn't be popular. He told Susanna to consider Barbie the most popular doll as an example. How? We are going to create a completely different doll? To what is the most popular doll of the moment? To what is the doll that we created? Those dolls are horrible. Besides that, you want to make them up and dress them in Britney Spears clothes? No, Susanna, what is that? That's a waste of time. And the sump, Susanna left with her tail between her legs. The sump, as if saying it might be true, but no, he went out on the street and he said he kept seeing people who were seen, well, teenage girls who looked like the dolls that he had in mind, Susanna. So, he went to the chief executive officer of MGA Entertainment. Barbie had no real competition despite the existence of alternatives in the market. They made these kinds of toys which did sell quite well, but they didn't come close to Barbie's sales. Honestly, I don't see her as competition. She's totally different from me, but Barbie and Belinda mode. But anyway, they also made toys. And then he showed the idea to the chief executive officer of MGA Entertainment. And well, the chief executive officer also passed it on to the chief executive officer. He also thought they were horrible. He criticized the dolls, saying they looked like made-up aliens that nobody would like. And I can't blame him either because this was the era. This was the idea that my little Carter had at the beginning. What can I say? He is a visionary. Despite its imperfections, the vision was present as depicted in the picture he showed. I understand as the CEOs had an aggressive, unique perspective. The idea was there, just needing some fixing, like the feeling of the block. And Carter knew that, so he begged and begged and begged. And well, the chief executive officer also told him no, that this idea was never going to stand out in life. Susanna, that they were horrible, that those dolls were never going to make it, and then... But well, the chief executive officer kept the sketches and took them home. What does it matter that his 11-year-old daughter... One day, she was playing with those sketches. She saw the sketch of the Bratz and told her dad that she loved it. You know, she told her dad like, wow, release these dolls. Please, daddy, I love them. The girl loved it, and the girl's name is Yasmin, and one of the Bratz is named Yasmin, and well, 10. So the dad, being a good father and not a father, like in Latin America, being a present father, he simply, to please his daughter, accepted the idea and bought the idea from Carter, right? And well, Carter, the happiest in the neighborhood, he said, yes, let's do it, Susanna. Over 2 millennia, they refined the concept and launched it in 2001. The debut of the Bratz was not the sensation of the block, like for example Barbie, when in her debut she was the sensation of the block, not the Bratz. It wasn't that because at the beginning people compared it a lot with Barbie, who was number one. And they were like, oh no, I don't know, they are a bit weird. People thought it was a bit weird at the beginning. But it only took a year, Susanna, for the boom of the you-knows to happen at Christmas 2001. Like it happened overnight, which it really didn't. But recently, people have started to like it, like Bratz dolls, you know. They started to say things like, wow, I like these dolls. These dolls look like me, you know. The girls, the teenagers, they started to identify with that doll. They started to love it. Number one, the style. Because Barbie at that time and no doll had the style that Bratz had. Which was the style of the moment, the youthful style of the moment. And two, Susanna, that was the style that all the girls were using. So apart from that, different skin colors, different ethnicities, Susanna, the makeup, the hair, which also before they could change the hair of the dolls, you know? All of that made Brad different and offered something different, which was not on the market at that time. And something that didn't happen with Barbie is that girls started to identify with Bratz and started buying them because they looked like them. The sensation of the block was for the parents of those who weren't there. Parents hated Bratz. They said those dolls looked like women of the night, right? You know, like that they were overly made up. They also said the clothes were very provocative as they dressed them like the pop stars of that time. Susanna. In general, parents also disliked the curvier body and fuller lips they had given to the Bratz dolls, you know? Parents would say, but what is that? Hey, who did her makeup? And really, all of that made Bratz more popular, you know? Like people became more curious. Those same criticisms made people more curious and they wanted to go see Bratz. In the end, they loved it. That's why that bad publicity, in the end, it kind of worked out well for them and helped them a lot. So much so that in 2002, it was the toy of the year in the United Kingdom. Until that time, Barbie had always been the queen of the toy of the year. Always, you know? Every year. That if Barbie didn't win, some toy that was for boys would win, you know? But in dolls, Barbie was always the one who took the doll of the year. You know, the toy of the year. As a doll. So that for Barbie was like, what? What do you mean another doll beat me? The Queen, me, Nicki Minaj, the rapper, endure. In 2003, it won the award for Best Female Toy of the Year. Baby, do you know what that was for my little Barbie, Nicki Minaj? That was terrible, she said, but what is this, baby? What's happening here? Mattel's first move was to apologize to Susanna for not accepting Carter's idea. And secondly, they started to attack each other because she said the competition was getting too strong. Those people only came out in 2001 and were already in 2003 and they're winning Best Toy of the Year. No, not that, no. Imagine, in their first 5 years, they made $125 million. Susanna just selling the dolls. And in 2005, they started with the Bratz series, right? The Bratz series catapulted the sale of the dolls, right? The Bratz series was a before and after. I tell you, I knew those dolls from the Bratz series. I love the movies, super iconic. Besides that, they also showed it too much in the commercials they made, right? The Bratz commercials were like on another level. And by 2006, a year after the series came out, they were selling $2 billion in dolls a year. So imagine, in just 5 years, they achieved all that. Juana, Maria, and Barbie, who had been around for over 50 years, Susanna. Nicki Minaj faced a new challenge as Cardi B emerged, causing her to feel like she was losing ground for the first time. No, just kidding, yeah, no, but no, that's a joke. But yes, imagine that by 2006, Bratz was occupying 40% of the doll market, Susanna. The other 60% was taken by Barbie, but that was in 2006 when Bratz only had 5 years. So if in 5 years they had already occupied 40% of Barbie's market. Imagine how Barbie was attacking herself. Barbie was shitting herself. Barbie was saying, no, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Drink? Because they were completely different dolls, no matter what change Barbie made. It would seem like she was copying Bratz, you know? Because they are simply dolls that are two opposite poles, and Bratz was giving it all baby. Bratz was succeeding. But Mattel didn't stand by and created My Sim, which in a nutshell were Bratz mixed with Barbie. They had a Bratz face, a Barbie body, and were super fashionable like the Bratz. Yes, Mattel created dolls that resembled Bratz too closely. So like, you know? Carter and I visited the chief executive officer of MGA Entertainment, who was surprised and asked, "What baby? What is this?" "Baby, what is happening right now?" "Oh, they're copying me." They started to attack because besides that, they started to release series and stuff. And what is that? So they sued them. They sued Mattel. And since Mattel is a pushover, Susanna Mattel had a card up her sleeve, an ace up her sleeve, better said 11. She had an ace up her sleeve. And Trash pulled it out and hit them with a countersuit, right? Because they said that Bratz belonged to Mattel, since Carter had and created the idea of Bratz while working at Mattel, so Bratz actually belongs to Mattel. Susanna, they won the lawsuit. Mattel won the lawsuit and took over Bratz. No, this journey is over. This adventure is over. Time has passed. And talking to their lawyers, the owner of Bratz realized that in truth, the concept of the dolls, known as Bratz, was not invented at Mattel. They were not going to be called Bratz or even seen like that. He started to bring out evidence and stuff, countersued Mattel in the counterclaim that they had imposed on Susanna, and he won. Okay. Bratz returned Susanna to MGA Entertainment, and that was in 2010. Well, after they got back, it made me laugh because Mattel was working on some new Bratz, right? like to release them. But after my little Carter arrived and quickly took them away, did that happen, Susanna 10? So they started working to relaunch the Bratz, and when they relaunched them, they were no longer the sensation of the block. You know, like the Bratz had gone out of style, times had passed, people were not the same anymore, you know? The people who used to buy Bratz had grown up and were now interested in other things, right? Time and fashion passed, babe. And then, like, yes, Brad was no longer in fashion or the thing of the moment. Monster High had taken his place. Susanna and the Brads were no longer the talk of the town. They were discontinued later in 2016, and they have tried to come back several times. Now they tried to come back again, Susanna. They are still available but have lost their former popularity, yet they persist in their efforts. It's a shame this happened, you know? And that Mattel stole everything from them? And then when they got it back, well, times had already changed. Things were not the same as before, and they never managed to regain the popularity they once had. But snooping around the internet, I realized that Carter is now super feuding with the chief executive officer of the Bratz. Apparently, they removed him from the project, and now his daughter takes care of everything. If you guys want me to make a video talking to you about the history of Monster High, Susanna, write in the comments if this video does well. I'm going to make more videos like this one. I tell you, I really like this type of videos, but I don't know if you guys are going to like them because I feel they are different from the videos I make. But, well, yes, comment. What can you comment? Comment? A good lipstick or the word lipstick. If you reached this point in the video and called me a true bitch, then yes, you are. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram to give me video ideas, Susanna, or to support your girl. So yes, I send you a little kiss on the Anastasio. Thank you for watching this video and take care of yourself. Love you. Kiss on the Anastasio. I already said if you made it this far, I was a real bitch to carry. I hope I said it. Bye.